Hi, want to sell through a channel partner or build a program for recruiting and managing multiple channel partners? Let me share with you 6 steps for finding and managing the perfect channel partner. In my view, there are 6 steps to managing and implementing a great program for managing your channel partner. Well, first, understand that a channel can refer or sell or distribute or implement your product or service. Focus on different types of channels at each stage of market maturity. I'll go into this shortly, but for example, in the early market, we want direct channel, that is our own salespeople, whereas later in the maturity of the market, we want to be selling through third-party channels. I'll come to that later. Create momentum for your channel to serve. Don't expect them to create your momentum for you. And that holds true regardless of the maturity of the channel. Recruit for a good fit. Don't recruit them and then try to create a fit afterwards. Drive the planning, don't just receive it. That is, don't just mandate that they have to build a plan, work with them on the planning, and in the high growth periods, tornado and ultimately Main Street markets, consider requiring nominated resources who are trained and certified. Let me show you now 5 articles that I used to draw those conclusions. 3 of them are excellent. Our first article is from Technapedia. It includes a good 101 definition, and then they move into describing a couple of well-known channel partner types. I'm not sure I agree with the second part of it. The beginning is a good 101. Let's see if we can do better than that. Okay, Cisco Blog. Dawn Brister from Cisco offers us this missive. It's a quick explanation of why she recognises that we often assume that we have a common language, but we don't, and then a description really of what a channel partner is, which is drawn from Wikipedia. It's actually quite a good definition. I'm going to argue that there's a couple of bits missing from it later, but it's a really good definition. And she then goes on to explain the way they manage their channels at Cisco. It's a handy article and it's a good explanation of why Cisco requires their channel partners to be certified, because it helps ensure that Cisco implementations go really well for the client and they also don't become problems that Cisco then has to fix later. So good article, and you'll see in a moment I'm going to recommend it. So then we go to Business Dictionary and a very, very basic description of a channel partner. Don't bother. Fallacy of channels. This is a cracking article. Mike Suster is a VC, and he goes on to explain why he has so many investees come to him and expect their channels to help them grow and why they fundamentally don't grow. It's well written, it's relevant, and the fundamental message is don't expect a channel to make your market for you, only to serve it once you have created it. You still need to do your own selling. So excellent article, and you'll see shortly it is one I'm going to recommend reading, as is this. Now this 5th article I've included just because it's been shared a lot from entrepreneur.com, and its author is Renee Yeager. It's another good article. Basically look for partners that are a DNA fit. Important point. Build relationships with them, equip the partners for success, and make sure that you can scale along with the opportunities that get created. Now, I'm going to put those into context shortly, but they were 5 articles, 3 of which I think are excellent. I'll give you my own spin on this shortly, but let me first honour what those 5 articles appear to be saying. A channel sells or distributes your product or service. They often have to be trained and certified. Don't expect your channel to create your momentum for you, only to serve the momentum that you create, and look for a good fit. Don't recruit and then try to create the fit. Now I'm going to recommend that you read the Cisco article and the one from Mark Suster and Renee Yeager's. In fact, let's get the order of that right. Mark's first. He's a VC. Why you don't always need a channel. Then Dawn Brister from Cisco, the structure of channel relationships. Then Renee Yeager, she's a consultant. Look for a good fit and invest in their success. I agree with those conclusions mostly, but there's a few important pieces missing. Referrals are missing, direct sales are missing, and we haven't quite explained why channels aren't always a great idea. Let me do that now, and then I'll share with you what I think the 6 steps are. Well, firstly, we need to add some channel types here. Referrals. Even though they're not selling for you, they are an important channel. Your direct salespeople, that is your own salespeople, well, they're a channel too. And there's also those who service and install or evolve your solution. Again, they're channels, so 3 more that we need. Next, we need to understand market maturity. Now, I've done lots of shows on this, and I'm not going to bore you to death on the detail of it. Let me give you the essence of it. Geoffrey Moore, author of Crossing the Chasm, Inside the Tornado, and other great books, but these are the 2 I'm going to refer to for the moment, reminded us that market maturity dictates a different strategy. That is, we need to build a strategy that reflects what the market's ready for. In the early market, we need to sell directly. We do need partners, but they're probably solution collaborators, and we certainly need referrals. Take me to other early adopters. When we're in the chasm and we're trying to get into bowling alley, pretty much the same set: direct, solution collaborators, and referrals. As the market moves into hypergrowth period, we need channels that can sell and distribute for us. Once we reach Main Street, we really need a direct sales force again. Why? Because the channel's starting to leave us, and some of our bigger customers are insisting that they buy from us directly. And we don't need to bundle anymore. So lots of reasons why a direct sales force makes sense. Again, once we reach end of life, we're probably looking to find an OEM to wrap our technology into and get out of the market altogether. Now, Mike Suster's point still holds. That is, third-party channels will serve demand, not create it. They need to make money, so we certainly need to incent them, but also to help them focus for their own good. Channel partners will often compete over the same deal, and they may not compromise your margins, but they'll certainly compromise their own. And so for their own good, we need to fence them off a little bit through planning. And that leads into the planning. Vendors usually require their partners to submit a plan, and frankly, that's not good enough. We actually need to do the planning with them, to shape their strategy to a specific best fit target market for that particular partner, to influence their choice of tactics, to choose well and to leverage your campaigns, and to make sure that they have a plan that we can then use to guide the relationship with them. So that leads us to the 6 steps. Understand that a channel refers or sells or distributes or implements your product or service. Focus on different types of channels at each stage of the market. Maturity. In the early days, we need direct solution collaborators. In chasm, again, we need direct selling and solution collaborators and referrals. When the market's in tornado mode, we need partners that can sell and distribute. And that's where most of these articles are coming from. They're talking about the tornado mode. But once we're in Main Street, we need to go direct again. And end of life, we need an OEM. Create momentum for your channel to serve. Don't expect them to create your momentum. Recruit for a good fit. So often I see companies who recruit a channel partner and then try to get them to fit. It just doesn't work. It's like marriage. Find the ideal partner and then love him or her to death. Don't try and change them. Drive the planning. Don't just receive it. I've spoken about that. You need to do joint planning. And finally, in the tornado or Main Street markets, consider requiring nominated resources from the partner who get trained and certified to ensure the quality of your deliverables to your end market. Well, that's it for this week. Couple of requests, if I may. If you enjoyed this show, then the odds are very good that you'll enjoy our other shows. Subscribe at either mathmarketing.com/blog or youtube.com/mathmarketing. Subscribe at one of those places and we'll send you a notification every week when the new show comes out. We publish every Thursday afternoon Australian time. Next request. I referred to joint planning in today's show. Now, if you haven't already used Funnel Plan, can I really encourage you to do it? Go to funnelplan.com. Here's the URL. Go to funnelplan.com and put your name down on a list there. The product won't be released until April 2016. If you're watching this show before April 2016, then it'll just be a waiting list. After April 2016, you'll be able to get the product right there. Pop your name down there and we'll get you a copy of Funnel Plan. You can start off with a free plan. A lot of what I've described that vendors should be doing with their partners, you can do in the free version of the plan. You'll find though that there's a lot of enhanced functionality that you can get beyond the free plan, but again, I would certainly start with the free plan, build your joint plan together and use that to guide your ongoing dialogue. Okay, lots more lined up for next week. Really looking forward to seeing you again then. Until then, may your funnel be full and always flowing.